Hello and welcome to Mirror Talk. We have moments where we just have to pause. Just pause and take a break and reflect on life. Remember, you are strong, you are enough, you are capable, you are blessed, and you are loved. Your moment of greatness starts now. Today's guests are great friends of mine and of Mirror Talk podcast. I am so grateful for their words of encouragement and for their support. You guys have contributed immensely to the progress of this platform, and I'm very thankful for this. This is actually not why we are here today. Today, I would love us to learn from you and from your amazing work and creativity. But first, the most important question: how are you doing?
We are fine, thank you.
That's amazing. I'm so glad that you all made time, to sit with me today for this
Same here.
episode. But let's start with Abraham. Let's start with Abraham. Abraham, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, my name is Abraham, obviously. Yeah. In a nutshell, I'm the firstborn of this glorious family. I do a little bit of writing. I read a lot, so it also impacts me well, and I am into music as well. I produce as well. So that's just me in a nutshell. Thank you.
Talking about you writing, I've been blessed to read and publish some of your work on valterbob.com, and I find it really amazing and blessing. They were very good for me also personally to read them. Can you talk about the inspiration behind these write-ups that you have? Or if you have one to read also to us, can you read one and talk about the inspiration behind it?
All right. So thank you very much. About writing, yeah. Inspiration came from Val Toy Bob. Yay! So I was I was one. I think even if you go to my Instagram page right now, I still have that link, valtobob.com. Even though I know currently that you are mostly into podcasting, yeah, but I still the roots of everything started from your website, yeah. And then I remember always reading. It started from short pieces, and then you wrote long pieces, and it became longer, and it had more depth. And then I said, if it started so small and then it grew so big to the extent that you even compiled most of them to make a book, now why can't I just start so small as well? So I think that really motivated me. Then I had my first piece. I think I can remember. If I can remember very well, I think it had to do with flesh or something, looking horrible. One, yeah, my first one I sent to you, and then over the years I got better and better, and I'm still growing till now.
Do you have one there that you could just read to us?
I've got one actually. It's titled
Okay.
Now and Then. All right, so are you ready?
Yeah.
So, now and then. Once I was the world's best artist when it came to drawing conclusion. Now I'm just another pop artist trying to find the best progression. Once I was a renowned chef, always trying to cook up a storm. Now I'm just an unknown ref, actively trying to keep the game in form. Once I was a terrible striker who couldn't pass a good time but could kick up a fuss. Now I'm just a terrific keeper who cannot throw in the towel but can catch a good vibe. Once I was a haughty one who could hardly pay attention at the expense of my ego. Now I'm just a humble one working overtime to add on virtue per kilo. Once I was a skillful seamstress, good at cutting corners and cutting to the chase to reduce stress. Now I'm just a beautiful princess, with a cutting edge, good at cutting through red tape to induce solace. Once I was a built-up wrestler who could never succeed at fighting back my tears. Now I'm just a grown-up toddler who never fails at embracing all my fears now and then. Yay!
Wow, that's so beautiful. So, what was the inspiration behind this write-up?
Okay. It was written 2020, yeah, and it just seemed to cut across different corners, career-wise, occupation-wise. You would see, and then age, different things. And if you see, I think the most important thing that really summarized was the last sentence. Built up wrestler who could never succeed at fighting back his tears. Showing that people are always trying to like be very bold and courageous and very strong when they're out there and trying to be very uptight, but then within themselves they are actually going through so many things and trying to hide within, so they are just trying to fight back their tears. Yeah. But and then the next line says, grown up toddler who never feels at embracing all my fears. I learned this year to always try, not just try but actually do it. Faith without work is dead. Yeah, so just actually embrace your fears. Don't always run from one thing or the other. If you keep doing that, you won't achieve anything. So if you have something doing, just go all out for it, do your best and really give it your all, and approach it like a toddler, inquisitively. Yeah, just try to find the fun in everything that you do. So yeah, that's what and then the title Now and Then. So it's me looking now to the future, and then from the future to the present. Yeah, evaluating time in existence. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. That's very great. Thank you so much for such a beautiful piece of work.
Yeah, thank you.
That's good. And earlier you also mentioned that you're into music production and you have two songs or two music out already, two songs I guess
Yeah.
out already. So can you tell us about this and what inspired you to go into music production?
Okay, so music production, what inspired it? Your garage.
Yeah.
So I'm very sure. I hope you remember. You have this mini studio in your garage, yeah, and it
Yeah.
started. Still have. It's still there.
Oh,
Still there. I still saw it recently. Yes. So the the studio was built by John, your friend. Yeah, and then from there, myself, Taye, and Kendi would always go play over and just play with equipment. Yeah, you guys allowed us, which was scary, but it was fun. So you allowed us to play with equipment there, and so the whole ideas started from there. And I had little knowledge in music. From there, myself and your brother, yeah, Taye, grew more, and yes, and just from there we just so I major in soundtrack, yeah, and I was opportune to work on myself very well last year. That was 2019, and I decided to release an album. So of the songs I really wanted to do, or the tracks I wanted to release, I could only release two, and it's really it meant a lot to me because it really helped me not just while away time, but invest time in building myself and restructuring my sense of art, yeah, and pursuit generally. So soundtracks, two major soundtracks, and now I think I sucked them back in because I just wanted to keep it for now, but later on I'll release it out and you'd have links to where you can get them.
That would be great. I mean, I would love to also, send out your links or put them in the, show note of this episode so that anyone that's listening to this episode can just click on the links and, check out your amazing work.
Thank you.
So, there's this question for you, and maybe your siblings also could assist or, share their point of view also to this question.
all right.
And the question is, are there ways that music helps to boost one's mood? Like if I'm feeling sad, my mood, if I'm feeling, down or something.
Yeah, yes, totally. Some people say maths, some people say English, but it's obvious that music is a universal language here. So, and by it being a universal language, language can really impose different moods and different things based on how you present it and how you just wave it all around. So, music here, if based on the question, if you are very sad, then it depends on how you want to feel afterwards. If you want to feel worse, there are music that will even make you feel even more depressed and very sad and make you think deep and reflect. And then there are music that will just make you happy tunes, happy melodies. Even in music itself, we've got scales that are filled with happy notes and sad notes. just depending on how you compose it. So yeah, and if you notice, for people that go to build up like yourself in the gym, it really helps when you're listening to some good vibes alongside when you're really pumping and you're like, you can do it, boom, boom, chicka chick, and it really does makes a lot of sense, and you just get to do more. And sometimes just keeping the tempo, you want to like, okay, let me just keep up with the tempo, so I get to do more push-ups, and I get to and it just really helps. And just from that alone, you can see the activeness in that aspect. And sometimes you want a baby to sleep, go to bed, and then you just play some subtle. So music really does help impose many moods. Without music, hush. So the world would be very boring.
Yeah. Or do you think there are like some kinds of music that I can listen to help my self growth, for example? Like this is a self improvement podcast, or to help me to reflect on my life. Are there like some particular kind of music I can listen to?
Music without even wordings or lyrics. There are some tunes that you can just listen to. There are some people that are into that area, and that's mostly what I do. Soundtrack and music that really help calm the soul down. There are songs like artists like Enya. She's really good at that genre. You just listen to it and it really does help your soul, even your spirit if you're really. So some soundtracks are really good at that as well. And if you want to do more than soul or thinking or calming down, and you really want to work on yourself mentally, like up there are some really good artists that they really put in good words into their music, not just the beat, not just the sound, but they really synergize words with good tunes and melody. So yeah, there are good musics out there that could really help you to build yourself mentally, spiritually, chants, and different ones. Yeah.
Wow, that's good. I mean, music is very, very important. Music is very essential. Thank you so much for that. Now I'd love to move to Ruth Ajibodus. Ruth, are you ready for me?
Yes, I am.
Ruth, so if you are asked to describe yourself in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Okay, 3 words. Resilience, care, and
Maybe your siblings could, say one word that describes you apart from resilient and
okay,
caring.
Christian gave me one, resourceful.
Resourceful. Oh, that's nice. That's good. Yeah. Do you agree with that, Ruth? Are you resourceful?
Yes, I am. I definitely agree.
Wait, let me ask Christian this question. Christian, why do you think Ruth is resourceful?
Because even when she's not on a planning team at school, they always involve her in the process. She's always up and down doing the work of even the leaders, even when she's not. So they must have seen something in her for them to do that. And she's resourceful. She really is.
And talking of being resourceful, right? You're also a very great writer, I would say, because I see your links to your posts and I read them and I'm like, wow,
Thank you.
This is resourceful. This is great. So what inspires your work actually?
My experience really, because for my blog, 90% of the things I write there are experiences. So if I go for an event, a stage play, a conference, anything, I just type out my experience, how I viewed or perceived whatever it is I went for.
Apart from you being a writer, you also have awesome craft on Instagram, your bracelets, for example, and some crafty work that you do. So for a learner like me, how can I successfully learn such a skilled craft? How can I successfully make a bracelet for myself, or a necklace, or art, or bow tie, for example, with crochet? Or is it crochet?
Yes, it's crochet. Sure I majorly crochet. I don't know how to knit. I just crochet. If you asked me this like a year or 2 years ago, I would have said practice. But then, as it is now, I would say the internet. Because if you practice, you're going to keep practicing what you already know. But then with the internet, there's always new things to find out. Every time I want to do one thing, I go to the internet, I find 10 more things that I can do. So the internet really helps because you find not just pictures that could inspire you, but then you also find ways to actually do exactly what it is you see. So there was a time I was trying to find a lapel pin style, and then when I went online, I saw like 10 more designs and actual free tutorials on how to do them. So so it's just really the internet helps because there's a lot of DIYs online, and you can always modify it to your own style to make it yours, to customize it. So it's not like you're just doing everything else that everyone is doing, but actually personalizing it. So the internet really helps. That's like a major thing. So once you have the internet and then you have your tools, practice. That's it. So internet and practice together.
Yeah. How do you like create time to search online, check on internet, to learn something new, try it out, and then practice and practice? Do you like just find a time on your timetable to do that? And what happens when you try it once and you don't get it?
Okay, so it is time consuming. That's the first thing. It is very time consuming. The thing is, most of the times, the actual crochet in itself isn't even what takes so long. The thought of what color should I use, what style should I make, and then you might have even finished an actual work and then you just look at it like, nah, it's not neat enough, and then you lose it and start all over again. So I don't have okay, every day from 9 to 10 I do this. No, if you love something, you would find time for it. So it could be that I'm outside and I randomly see something and I'm like, oh, let me quickly check it online and save it. So either I save it on screen record the video, or I take a screenshot, or I download a pattern from the internet, or I pin it in my Pinterest. Pinterest is a world of ideas. If you get in there, you're going to get lost. If you don't even caution yourself on Pinterest, you would not leave. That's how bad this is. But then it is time consuming. Just if you love it, if you have a passion for it, there's no way. The time would always come. And of course, when you get orders and jobs, you are obligated to attend to them. So you would always find time. That's just
Talking about finding time to do things, you always find time at the end of the year to give thanks to God for the year. And you've been doing this for the past 5 years. You have this 10-day praise challenge that you do. And I would love you to like tell us about the inspiration behind it. Why should we be grateful to God after a year, like for example this year?
I mean, yes. Okay, so the thing is, as humans, if you ask me to list the list of things that I need or I want or I feel bad about, I can start listing like a million and one things. But then if you now tell me to stay and list things I'm grateful for, then I start thinking, oh yes, God did this, oh yes, God did that. We are so quick to find the things that we want or the things that we need because as humans we're insatiable. But then when it comes to giving thanks, most of the times we forget that. I'm not saying throughout the year you've not ever said thank you, God, but at least we all know that the last days of the year reminds us to say, oh, thank God, we're seeing a new year. It's a thing. Everyone wants something new. So they are remembering all the things that have gone on in the past and reminiscing and saying, okay, it wasn't that bad or it was that bad, but I'm still alive. I think the bottom line is, as long as you're alive, you are obligated to just say thank you to whomever it is you believe in, even if it's yourself, but me to God, obviously. To just say thank you, I'm alive, I have my family, I have my friends, I have my breath, I have my sight.
Your siblings.
You are my family. There's so much that we have that we don't even realize. So this 10 days is for you to think and actually reflect that in spite of everything, there's always something to give thanks for.
Yes, that's very great. And this is going to be my transition to Christian. I mean, this year I'm very grateful to God for his ebook that he released, and it was a wonderful ebook from Christian Ajibodus. And I love Christian Ajibodus to tell us about the inspiration behind the book he wrote.
It's a chapbook, and it's a free. The form of the poem is free poem. Free verse poem is a free verse poem. That is, there's no particular style to it, or just freestyling and saying stories of different things in the Bible, different stories in the Bible, main stories in the Bible, and it all started from the first. It started from a particular stanza. So I'm going to read the first stanza. When things weren't well, cause I was down in a well, you made a way and picked me up, cause you are Emmanuel. And we're in Christmas period, but I wrote that around March, and I was just walking, and I was like, when things weren't well, cause I was down in a well. So it came to me more like a very nice rhyme. I wasn't planning to write a poem at all, and I wasn't planning to make it a book. So it started like something very small, like something very small, like something that you don't think is significant. Just something that God gives you to like to keep you happy. Then it just starts turning big, and before you know it, you're writing a book. And at a point in time, as I was writing it,
Yeah.
I used to write it overnight. Then my sister wrote, she kept on asking me, "What are you doing that you're always awake at night?" And I said I don't know myself too. Well, it does. I feel like anytime something keeps coming to you, sometimes it might not just be for yourself. It might be for other people to enjoy. So I enjoyed the stanza that I just read. It was catchy and I enjoyed it, and it gave me hope that when things aren't well, because you're done in a well, like you're in a bad situation, in a bad place, it can make a way to pick you up because it's Emmanuel. So that rhyme was the rhyme, and the message it was catching me, and I was like, wow, cool. So that made me start writing other. It made me to start writing other Bible characters, and I was like, yes. It kept coming, so I was like, okay, let me keep writing as it's coming. Then I'm going to read another one now. Inspired by the Lord's true meditations, I found courage to bring down strongholds of other nations. You are the son to stand still while your enemies are being defeated. You are not just a judge, you are a just judge to save all who are cheated. Yeah, so those so those the rhymes kept coming, and the storylines too. So and it was like God just kept building something, and it made the lockdown process, the whole coronavirus thing, it was bringing hope, it was bringing joy for me. So it was something that I felt happy doing, and it was something that I felt happy releasing, because other people would read these things too, and they can relate with it too. Yeah, so that's it.
Can I add something?
Yes, please. Yeah.
As he said, he didn't plan on releasing it as a book. So I'm like, it was really long when he asked me to read through. So I'm saying, okay, well, a chapbook is like at least 20-something pages, so we can just make, a quick PDF. So that was the idea. And then I thought, okay, let's just spice it up a bit. Let me try to design something. I'm not so great with designs. And then I was casually saying it with my friend one day, and he's an artist, he draws. And then he says, oh, send me the sketches you want to, do, and I'll do something for you. And then I sent them to him, I just, made doodles and sent to him. And then the next day, he sent me all the sketches fully painted in, 3, I don't know the old English for the thing.
What he's trying to say is a person made a doodles into a masterpiece.
Right. So, and then he said that, funny enough, I was going to, because it was really box up the work, so I was going to tell the person, just send them in black and white, something simple. Until I saw the full work, and I'm like, okay, yes, this is, everybody is in sync, and that was how everything just came together.
Yeah.
And we spent a lot of time, there was a lot of uncertainty, but it came out nice. I'm like, okay, we read a book. Nice.
Yeah. I think that's the centerpiece. God made doodles into a masterpiece.
You just have to try and do something, and it comes out awesome, comes out great. Yeah, just do what you're inspired to do, and something great can come out of it. Yeah. So from the last poem or the last one you read, you talked about the king giving justice to the unjust, for example, or to the ones that setting things right. You read something about that in the last poem. So this leads me to like my next question. If you could impact the world or change the world, can you mention like 5 things or 5 areas that you consider to change?
Okay. I'll just say it like this. Love God, love people. So love God means you fear God, and not just by saying I love God. No, sometimes love, when you keep on saying a word over and over and over, you get so used to it that you lose its actual meaning. So love God means you care about him, you respect him, what he wants, and he has some basic principles for our life. And love people means you care about people. I would really love people to like consider the others. just like scripture says that you should love your neighbor as yourself. So if everyone does that, loving their neighbors as themselves, there will be there will be a huge difference to the whole world, and things will be a whole lot better than it is now. And so, considering other people just as you think for yourself, it makes things better. And second one, that's based on my dreams, like in terms of career. I would really love people to be environmental conscious, to think about their environment and take care of things around them, not just to the recycle, reusing, and everything, reducing, to not just burn things anyhow, and not just dispose refuse anyhow, to not buy things you do not need and waste it. A lot of people are starving. When Corona started, I heard of a statistics that says that people die more of hunger than they die from disease every year. So there are many things that we cause by ourselves that is not even virus, it's not any disease that causes it. We ourselves, we waste things and we don't give out to others. Yeah, I think that could be a third point. Giving out to others too. Giving out to others is a very, very important thing. Don't buy what you don't need.
Circulation.
And give out to others, circulate it. And I will leave the rest to them to give their own points too. Yeah.
Okay, for me, because I'm really into music. Like I said, music is a universal language, and I remember back then, a song release would go viral, not just in its country, but like worldwide, like either for the beats or the excitement or the lyrics. Yeah. Remember, I think for last time during our own time, I think there was one time for Ghana, it was just for excitement and dance. I was at Zone 2, that went viral. And then this Guara Guara and different things, yeah. That's just for dance alone.
Yeah.
For soundtrack, I don't know, so there's this Gladiator soundtrack when it came out, there's this particular tune. And everyone was just excited. Remember Frozen, Let It Go, and then the different songs. So music is a universal language, either in cartoons or movies, or remember when I think Beyonce, Ruth said Beyonce, not Beyonce. But to me, she's overseas, so Beyonce, beyond. All right, so that's enough. So when she was like really using her music for a good cause, and that was in Black Skin Girl, which really resonated with a lot of Black Americans over there. So music is a universal language. Don't let me even talk about Despacito, that no one even knew the meaning and just kept singing for no reason. Exactly. So it unites the world in a very strong way. But then there are a lot of pollution right now. No one has this focus on main cause. So yeah. So bringing everybody back to this union in imposing bans on really bad musics and music that are just not legal and just polluting kids and polluting next generations. Bands are really loose now. You could just release anything anyhow. But before, those were like you could not just do that. Yeah. So imposing bans wherever needed, and then restructuring the music industry, that would really help in uniting the world and taking it to a very more resonating place. Thank you very much. That's number 4. So number 5 goes to Ruth. Señorita,
That's awesome.
Number 5, if I could change the world, right?
Yeah.
I'd say education, actually. Because, I mean, many of us are going to school not because of what we are learning in school, but because of the friends we are making.
Yeah.
And what's the point of going to school if you're not learning anything there in the first place?
True.
So, I mean, our education needs to be better. We are not talking about you having to go with masters or PhD. That's not the point. The point is, even from the basics, from the nursery, primary, crèche, let it be quality. Let's know what you are doing. I mean, education, really. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that's true. Like, it's a very strong and essential tool.
In addition to everything they've said, I would say talent. Whatever talent you have is God-given. So you're not just using it for yourself. You're trying to use it to make people learn from what you do. Or you're trying to use it to teach people things. For example, I draw. not just drawing. I started with scribbling, like just scribbling on paper, depending on my mood. So at some point I decided to learn how to do shadings, and I learned shadings and different things. So when you're drawing now, for an artist, someone that draws, you can draw things that when people see it, it may not have a definite shape, but they will know that you're trying to say something to them. You're trying to pass out a message to them. And then I write songs also. They've
Wow, that's good.
So-
That's awesome. Yeah.
So in the lyrics of, most times I write depending on my mood too. That's how I write. But then no matter what you do, even when you're angry and maybe you're trying to write a song, you can't just write anyhow. You're trying to write to know that everything you're putting down is something that when people hear the lyrics, they will find meaning to it, and they will find something to learn from it.
Passion.
So, and everything you have passion in, just put in more effort to know that you're not doing it for yourself, but you're doing it to spread maybe happiness to people, or trying to encourage people in the way you can do it. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's very great. I was actually going to ask you that question, but I'm still going to come back to it again. But first, how does it feel like to be the last born?
It's very, very nice. I don't know how to say it, but it's actually very nice. I'm happy to have siblings. And being the last one especially, it's very nice because I learn a lot from them. I not just in terms of writing songs or anything, other things. I learn a lot from them, like the way my mode of dressing, everything I do. I learn most of it from Sister Ruth. Because there are times when parents are not around. The next people you look up to is your older siblings. So, and they are always, even when they are not around, you can feel their work is around you. So, so it's nice to have. It's nice to be the last born. And then I got presents from them for Christmas.
And that's a very big advantage from it, right? You get gifts from all the siblings, and you're the baby of the house. You can be pampered, be pet, and everything. Are there ways you made mention of them already, like drawing and drafting and singing and writing lyrics also? Are there some other ways that their creativity has rubbed off on you, or are there like some talents you are still exploring that you would love to talk about?
Let me just say, in a nutshell, I'm learning guitar now. Like, I'm hoping to become a guitarist later in future, like not just singing.
That's very good. That's very good. Let me start with you, then the others also can join in later. This question is very popular, as in seems to be very popular because you get asked this question at job interviews or at different occasions. And the question is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Praise, can you start?
In the next 5 years, I don't know how to put it, but I see myself as a music artist. I'm going for theater at university actually, but I want to become an artist. So, and
You mean your finals?
yes. So just traveling. I like traveling, going everywhere and singing, doing things I love doing.
Yeah. So Christian.
That's awesome. Kristen, yeah.
Okay, in next 5 years, I see myself out of university, hopefully. No, no, hopefully no ASU, no strike, nothing. Out of university, I see myself out of university. I see myself, I see myself as someone who can call myself an engineer, an industrial engineer, a programmer, a waste manager, exactly. And I see myself as someone who hopefully travels the world, travels around. I don't want to be glued to just one place. Not, and okay, yeah, I think that's it. Yes, I forgot to add a good poet and actually good at spoken word poetry.
In the next 5 years.
Butchering. She can butcher anything in this room. She's going to have a butcher.
In the next 5 years, I see myself as a movie producer. And I will be married though in the next 5 years. In Jesus' name. Um, and then I would like to have my own studio, not studio in terms of music studio, studio in terms of exercise, dance, yoga, something fitness, in that area. Yes,
Fitness
Yeah.
center.
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking
That's very
forward to
good.
the next 5 years.
That's very good.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That was
Last but
from
not the least.
Father Abraham.
So, for that,
Oh yeah, please can I get an applause, please? Woo!
No.
Alright, I'll work without the applause. Thank you. So in the next 5 years, where do I see myself? Like let me start from behind to the front. Yeah. So in the next 5 years, hopefully, Father of a Nation would have met Sarah. Yay! And had a couple of Isaacs. A couple of Isaacs. No Esau's, no Ishmael. So yeah, and that's by God's grace. And in the next 5 years, hopefully I have more than a studio. There's a very big vision that even me myself I can't envision alone. Yes. So yeah, in the next 5 years, hopefully I'm working on something interesting. Yeah, interesting. Let's just highlight it that way. So hopefully it will be released, and even more than that, there are a couple more things coming up. Yeah, albums, like definitely. So hopefully in the next 5 years they are all released, and not just released for the sake of being released, but impacting people, being relative for them to improve themselves. And I think my focus is mostly on the kids, the next generation. Yeah. My generation downwards. I feel you guys like fix our power, but for your own generation, we thank God. We bless you. So God will help you, your generation upwards. But then I really focus on kids, upcoming kids, youths, teenagers, yes. And in the next 10 years, hopefully by God's grace, there'll be an established, let me just say center. Let me just use the word center for now. That really help in gathering youth from all over the world to bring out the best in themselves, be it arts, be it science, be it commerce, whatever. He said, my siblings are complaining that mine is longer. That's why I'm the firstborn. I am the pioneer, way setter. Like I'm the pace setter. Said Oyo State. So I'm the pace setter. So there's really a lot, but then one step at a time. And like you said, just try, no matter how small. And with time, you all get bigger, and you really get to where you're going. Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I really believe that it's good and important for one to have big dreams, and never let anyone tell you that you cannot achieve what you dream or a vision to achieve. Just keep on dreaming big, keep on working towards it, and keep on fighting against all the challenges and the hindrances, and the sky will be your starting point. Yeah, just keep on pushing forward, keep on striving. So I have one last question. I have one last question, and I would love it's just for us to reflect on the past year, 2020, and to see what we can make use of from 2020 in 2021. What lessons did we learn in year 2020 and must definitely make use of in 2021 to ensure that we have a better year 2021?
Since I can think of one now, I'd say adapt to changes. Because this year was definitely a change in a lot of ways. So adapt to changes. Don't be too stringent on, no, this is how I do things. Learn that things will change and you have to just adapt to it.
I'll go next, and it's similar to that. So make reasonable plans. Yeah, make reasonable plans. Even when things change, make plans. Keep making plans. Don't just feel depressed at whatever goes on. Adjust your plans too, and just keep on going. And since we fall in line.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, this year everyone knows about the lockdown and everything. I just want to say that long breaks like that are not for us to just sit back at home and maybe feel sad or feel bad because we're not able to work. Long breaks like that or setbacks like that are meant for people to, relax and reflect on everything, maybe things you want to do. Try to plan your way ahead, like after the lockdown and everything. Some places have been opened and some places are still on lockdown, so it's not for everyone to just sit down and be thinking of their problems, but it's for people to see that as an opportunity to be able to do things that they've not been able to do maybe years while they were going out and everything.
I think I'll
That's
summarize
good.
what she said.
That's very
So
good.
I think she's saying in every setback, always hit them with the comeback. Poof.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a very good point she mentioned. Yeah. So for me, yeah, be grateful in everything. Be grateful. Where like this year, I think that's a major thing. And a grateful heart is a thankful heart, and you get to reflect when you're being grateful. And most importantly, be willing, have faith, and be willing to act. Be an active person, not a passive person. So if either in your weight, either in feeling ill or feeling down, don't feel defeated and just wait passively to heal up, or just be active in whatever stage you are. So if you're in the healing stage, be active. If you're in the waiting stage, be active. If you're in the doing stage, yes, be more active. So just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Yeah. Yeah, be faithful. Faith without works, dead. So yes, combine your faith with work to be very active. Just keep pushing.
I mean, this has been so awesome. I've learned a lot from you guys, and I'm not kidding at all. You guys are a bundle of wisdom, knowledge, and a lot of creativity. I want to say a very big thank you to you. I've learned a lot from you today already, from each and every one of you, and I hope everyone that is listening to this episode will also take one or two things or 10 things away from this. I'm surely going to take note of a lot of things after this episode has been released. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing all of this with me. God bless you.
Thank you, Batoy Bob.
Did you guys practice that? You guys practice to synchronize that, right?
Yeah, just seconds ago. Like, yes. So really, thank you so much for having
We're
us.
honored.
Yeah. For everybody out there, Happy New Year! This goes out to the audience, not a question really, more like a statement. This is 2021. This is a brand new year. Let's lose and let go of everything you've been through negatively, like positively. Just have a clean page and then let God take over, and just walk along with God and be led in everything you do. Just walk along with God, and you'll be surprised in your daily activities, as small as exercises, your chores, choice of food or anything, your diet, whatever, your friends, your work, whatever it may be. Just have a fresh page and a fresh mindset, and be ready to learn and unlearn, and just be ready to bless and be blessed. Yes, to be a blessing and be blessed this new year. And God bless you.
Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I am eternally grateful for your time, your love, and contributions. You mean a lot to me. Thank you once again for listening and sharing with your loved ones. Don't forget to subscribe and follow this journey on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other platforms in the description. Stay blessed.